good evening. We have got an amazing one-day special, haven't we,
I think
Barbara?
so. Good evening. I think so, Paola.
It is an amazing one-day special because, of course, Barbara is here. It's from Clarity, but it's groovy, but also fresh cuts. Dies.
It's all combined. It's all combined.
And I got very excited when anything that features flowers, but I think these ones are very special dies.
I think about a year ago we brought in the picot cutting with the dies, and it was a game changer. It kind of really revolutionised. And what we've done now is, within a month of bringing out the nested picot dies, everybody said, "What about the flowers? What about Tina's flowers? We want to make flowers." And it's taken us a year. This was quite a big project, a design project. Even though they look so simple, it's not as simple as it looks to actually design them. So hats off to our Jim at the office.
I know that I design, I have done it, and I know I was admiring them because I know how difficult it is to create the beautiful detailed edges into the dies, and obviously there needs to be a lot of effort behind it.
And it's the precision, so because of course each die set comes with a groovy plate as well, and so you not only cut out the shape of the flower, but then look at these, you cut out the shape of the flower, but then you can also introduce the groovy, the parchment aspect of it, which is pretty special. And you're looking at Josie's work here, you can see how you can also curl the flower so it looks like authentic picot cutting, but instead we're using flowers and leaves, which is pretty spectacular.
You are getting a bundle here, a beautiful bundle with all the different shaped flowers in different sizes and matching sizes. So basically you die cut first and then you
use the groovy plates to enhance.
But you could use them. Could you use them individually?
Oh, you can, and you can mix and match them as well. So you can use the heart one in the background and then put the Stella over the top. You can layer up the flowers. Absolutely fantastic.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Shall we look at the boards that you have made, because
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's
and it will really give you an idea of how it works. So, for example, if I lean across here, if we look here at the heart blossom, you'll see, for example, this is the picot, this is the groovy plate, and on the other side you'll see this is what you get, this is what you cut out. Having said that, there is also one in the centre. So this is what you cut out. When you add this to this, you get this. And when you layer it up, you get that one in the centre. So this is at its absolute simplest. Let me just say that again. This is the groovy plate. This is the dies. These are the three dies. And then when you combine the embossing with the dies, and then you layer them up, this is the simplest flower that I could think to show you.
So many different possibilities. Of course, you are getting the heart blossom, which is the one that you in your screens.
Now let's look at this one. So this one is the Stella blooms. And again, this is the groovy plate, this is the cutout, this is the picot cutting. Then you combine to get this, and when you layer up, you get that.
That close up,
pretty.
Yeah, shows so well the picot cutting.
There we are. And exactly, it looks so real and so authentic. It looks as if it's been picot cut by hand.
And then we are gonna see the other one that you are getting, Pretty Posy.
So the Pretty Posy here, you can see here, this is again the groovy plate. These are the die cuts. When you combine this with that, you get this, and when you layer it up, you get that. And we haven't done anything other than the embossing. We haven't added any detail, any colour, any embellishments, nothing. We're just showing you the pure groovy plus fresh cut. And
10% already of the stock has already gone.
Has it already?
And we are not even 5 minutes in.
These are the perfect pearls. So this one, again, now we took our inspiration for the actual shapes of the flowers from Tina's original plate, because everybody loved, it's the biggest selling plate we've ever had. So here are the groovy designs, here are the cuts, here is when you combine, and here's when you layer up. I mean, just gorgeous.
And that picot cutting in the dies, I think is just phenomenal. I have, you know, flowers are amazing, but you know, having that detail on the edges is extraordinary.
And it takes forever to do it by hand. So here again, we've got the leaves, so we've got an embellishment. This time I also cut them out of paper, because of course you can. So we've got the leaves, we've got the dies. You see here now, I've done it the other way around. So this time, this is the leaf, this is it embossed. This is the little bunch of leaves, this is it embossed. This is a small set, medium set, large set. so you can see exactly the way that I've constructed it this time.
This is amazing. Remember, you are getting all the 5 sets of the dies and the groovy plates in this bundle. This one day special. 20% of the stock has already gone.
Oh my goodness.
This is well, I think we have a very busy day here with Clarity. So we are gonna, I'm gonna show you a few samples because I'm just getting dizzy with the updates, but I'm so glad. I think we are very happy that you can see the beauty of these designs, because of course, flower with...
Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Now this is Sheila Bradley's work, and again, you can see how we've layered it up, different colours. You can add colours, you can add, if you look at this, you can see that Sheila's cut out the fronts. So all the detail and all the expertise is still there, but the donkey work, if I may be so bold, of cutting out all the petals is now being taken away, and you can focus your skill sets on, oh, look at that, on the other work. See, I find this overwhelmingly beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
This is Jane Telford's work. And again, you see now we're using the coloured parchment to great effect. And if you look at, you can see here, we've layered up and we've added the leaves in the background. Just very lovely, isn't it?
It is amazing, because to me, like, I'm a big die cutting fan.
So you get this.
I know how difficult it is to create something that is different, and of course by having that pico cutting around it, it's incredible.
But it's the combination, Paola. It's because we've got the pico cut, but then the groovy plate is what allows you to get that fantastic detail.
Beautiful.
And because we're using parchment, you see in what we were doing earlier, the white work, you see, if you run your finger over it, you know that that's just white embossed, isn't it, from the back?
It's just amazing, yeah. And then I'm going to show you this one, because probably this is my favourite, because it's just very fresh, and that is very modern take on parchment.
It's very modern, isn't it? And if we take a look at this, now what's interesting is, and who is the creator of this?
There is not a name.
No, but no name. But you'll see here that this has been done using the groovy plate, not with the dies, and then the dies have been added.
I see.
And in the centre, this is the best thing about, if you look at the actual physical die, let me show you in my folder, you see when we put them together, inside each of the flowers,
of course,
there's also a separate little die. So these you can make the centres with as well. Yeah.
Perfect combination. We are extremely busy. The item number is 609868. You are getting the full bundle here in with the price is £79.95. You have an amazing saving of £22.50. Of course, you can spread the cost if you wanted to. 2 payments of £39.98. Of course, Freedom members have got an extra special discount. You are only paying £71.96, including P&P. Of course, if you are a Freedom member, you still can have a flexi payment, so you make just 2 payments of £35.98, including P&P. 30% of the stock already is gone, and this stock should last all 24 hours. Please go shop ahead, please.
Here we go.
We are gonna see a sample video with a lot of beautiful samples in there that the design team has created. Well, we have to say thank you to everybody.
Many, many thanks.
a third of the stock already is gone. And it's not the third of the stock for this hour, it's the third of the whole 24 hours, one day special.
And it's
price.
a huge stock.
It is.
But you know, I have to say, honestly, Paola, a year ago when we launched the Pico squares and the Pico rectangles, really within a week, people were saying, what about the flowers? The flowers, Tina's flowers would be great. Can we have those?
Of course.
And so, but it's taken this long to get to it for lots of reasons, but it's just, I think that these are worth every ounce of energy that we've invested in them. Because when you see, let me just show you, for example, a couple of...
Can I show these? Because it's just... Oh, sorry, I kind of went ahead. But
Isn't that gorgeous?
This is the most beautiful wreath. Delicate, intricate.
Karen Jackson, a big shout out to Karen Jackson. She has helped us so much with prepping. And all the little flowers that I'm just about to show you are all Karen Jackson's work, including that wreath.
It's just amazing.
And so I just wanted to, let's just have a look. Let's just humour me. Have a look at these fantastic flowers. And I want to show you, for example, all the different possibilities. Let's take a look at these. And you'll see here, right, here we go. So this one's white work, a little bit of colouring in, layered up. And look at this one. So now we're taking a different one, but this time what we're doing is we're embossing, look, so it's colour, and then we just put a flower in the middle.
Our producer says that these would make a lovely bouquet for a bride.
Oh,
you know those
beautiful
and then
idea.
It will last forever.
Yeah, absolutely, good idea. So check this one out. So this time we're using coloured parchment. This one we use clear parchment. You can tell by the edge, and we coloured it in. This one we use clear parchment. This one, look on the back, you can see is peach, right? So it's a peachy colour. We've got some beautiful parchment. Check this one out. So this one's just been lightly embossed, hasn't it?
I love that one.
Isn't it gorgeous?
This is the Pico cutting on, like the die has got that intricate detail, which for a flower it would be incredibly time consuming.
Oh,
if
crazy.
you did it by hand, but a die does it in seconds.
But what's so lovely is that you cut out all the shapes and you've got the beautiful Pico edging. And then, now this one's interesting. Let's have a look here what Karen's done. Let me show you. So, for example, we've got purple parchment, right? But you'll see this is the front and this is the back.
Wow.
So what she's done is she's layered it up. She's layered it up in reverse. If I turn this one around, you'll see the whiteness is here on this. So she's reversed the parchment. So you've got, basically, you've got front, back, front. And straight away, it completely changes it again. I mean, I just think these are insanely good.
And I love how the light reflects onto the vellum. I call it vellum because that's how I was taught a long time ago. But it's parchment, right? The correct word.
But it's what you want to call it. I'm, you know, as long as you know what we're talking about. But you can see here how you can.
Beautiful.
I mean, they're all just insanely good. Look how many layers you've got here. So this one, Karen's got. And you can see, if you look at this one, you can see the little tiny dots inside. Let me put it down so that Holly can get to it.
This is incredible. That is like a kaleidoscope, you know, but in whites and just translucent. So, by the way, I have to say, 40% of the stock is already gone. 40%, yes, 40.
What about that? Can you see? Yeah, now you can
like
see it.
Lace.
Look at that. Sorry, I was too impatient.
No, but
look,
it's gorgeous.
But you can see here how many layers you've got, and they're all the larger. So rather than here we're taking the large, the medium, the small, large, medium, small, large, medium, small, and here large, 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 and we just twist it a bit.
And it creates like
again, you get the permutations, the number of possibilities is insane. And you can also, I'm just trying to look, because we got so many different. Oh, this is a very cool one. I love this one.
Maybe make a lovely as well onto glass and to put them, you know, like in the window or something like that.
Oh, yeah, because they're translucent.
Yeah, exactly. So
or a mobile.
A mobile, that would be gorgeous.
And the thing is, if you did two, then you could, I was thinking about this the other day, say you did this one and you did the same again, and then you put one on the back and one on the front, and then you attached a cord in between, an invisible cord, they would make the most beautiful, like, when it comes to Easter, because my mum is German, we always hang little eggs and little, you know, little birds and flowers and all sorts off branches, off.
Yes, of course, the branches.
Yeah, just off branches off the ceiling. But these would be beautiful because they've got no weight to them. And that's one of the things when you're, like at Christmas, I've got lace ornaments that I hang, beautiful white lace stuff. But because it's got no weight to it, you can put it on a really delicate branch, like a beech. Yeah. Which has got really delicate branches, and because there's no weight, it doesn't weigh down like a huge bauble.
And some of them would make poinsettias if you wanted to create.
Oh, there's so many ideas. Let me show you. Can I show you, just by way of a reality check now, and I will never forget the day Sue Isherwood turned up at the Harrogate Parchment Show with a gift for me. Let me show you this.
An amazing.
This is crazy, right? So she presented me, Sue, just for your information, because I'm pretty sure you're watching, Sue presented me with this, and this was all cut out, picot cut out by hand.
That's
and
amazing.
I remember we all stood speechless, like, wow. The hours and the hours and the hours. And so, Sue, just so that you know, I treasure this. You know, the work didn't go unappreciated, you know. But I wanted to explain that now, without wanting to simplify work, you've got the same effects now, but look at in a fraction of the time, you could make the most beautiful bouquet. Because like wedding bouquets, actually.
You could, or fascinators, you know, or corsages as well.
There we are.
Look at that.
And you'll notice, size-wise, right, just hold that one, keep that one.
I will hold it,
I'll hold that thought. So this one, Karen Jackson, so look at this beauty, right, and this was using the original Tina plate, which is this plate. So I just want to explain where our inspiration came from. So these, you can see now the shapes. You can see exactly where the shapes came from. And we've just gone a size larger.
Yeah, because if I take this one, for instance.
Exactly. And you can see that this one is at the middle one of those.
This is beautiful.
So coming down the road, when you want to use a little tiny one, you can still put the detail in the middle if you feel the need. If you feel the need, right? But what a wonderful, but you know, to have the choice now.
Because picot cutting traditionally, you have to,
perforate every single hole and then snip every single little V is cut by hand. Snip, snip, snip,
so
snip,
it takes forever.
I don't know how long this took, Sue, but I imagine it took weeks.
Well, still you can do it if you have got the time, or you can have it a little bit quicker and easily with the one-day special.
So I wanted to show you how we make these.
These are beautiful.
To keep it simple. But aren't they gorgeous?
They are absolutely, and everybody at home are loving them. You remember that you are getting the collection, the full collection of the Tina's picot flowers and leaves. You are getting the 5 sets, so it means that you are getting, you can see the dies, they are the yellow ones, so you are getting those beautiful flowers. In each set there is 3 flowers, and then of course you get the leaves, in which you get 6 of the dies. And then of course you are getting the groovy matching plates that kind of allows you to emboss and do that parchment work. Now,
so I thought it would be a good idea to show you how we do this.
Of course,
yeah?
That would be great.
Right, so what I've got now is I've got a mat and I've got a magnet. This is purely for speed, but of course you don't need a magnet, but if you've got a magnet sheet, then why wouldn't we use it here? And I want to show you like my different, this is how I keep mine together. So I've got my groovy plate, which comes to go with this one, and I keep them together because the flowers all look quite similar. So let me just take this out of here. Right, so that one is that one. I'm going to use that, and then I actually want to use the middle bits from this one. I want to show you a trick. See these bits? They're separate. Look, they come off separately. So I want to just use a couple of those as well.
By the way,
look, you can get really large ones as well.
50% of the stock.
Has it already?
Yeah, has already gone. And we are not even 20 minutes past the hour.
Whoa, okay. So let me show you how this is going to work. So now I'm going to put the magnet down, and I'm working the other way round this time. So I'm going to take my die like this. Let's have a look. I'll just put my die on there. See, and it sits on the magnet. It holds it. Right? Yeah. That's the whole purpose of a magnet. Yeah. Right, so we're going to use that one. and then I'll pop that one there. See, the thing about using a magnet shim is that it stops the dies, jumping onto each other, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So otherwise I'll pop that one there.
They would get rid. A question I have is, will these dies work in any standard die cutting machine?
Yeah. Good question, and the answer is yes, they will. Okay. Right, so we've got those three. Actually, I'll tell you what I'll do, just keep it simple. I'll keep those ones there. Which one have I used here?
The
Stella blooms. I don't want the Stella blooms. Right, sorry. I told you they all look... I suddenly thought, cool, those middles look bigger than I anticipated. Let me put that one there, because I'm working towards this one here.
Oh, I see.
So I want to use the perfect petals. I like this one. Yeah. Right, so I'll pop that there, otherwise I'm going to change trains halfway through. Right, so that one there and that one there. I've got the 3 centres from the other one, and just so that I'll show you how it works, I can just pop, by way of interest, let's pop a couple of those on there as well. Right, this would be nice. Right.
And I like that the circles are different sizes as well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I know I digress, but there's a reason for this. But I'll show you how it works. Right, so now let's take a piece of parchment. And what I'll do is, this is beautiful, look. So parchment, 26 colour mix. We've got so much beautiful parchment. I think when you get into this kind of die cutting, it's really nice to have a good selection, not just of the designer parchment, but just plain. Beautiful, two-tone. I think it's a special one on the show as well.
Yes, we have got an amazing, it's a bumper pack of parchment, the Groovy Parchment Paper Bundle. It's 130 sheets of two-tone parchment paper. You look at those beautiful colours that you are getting. Do you get, I think, is it 10 sheets of each colour?
Yes, you do, yeah.
So you will have plenty to create lots of beautiful flowers in whatever colours you want that are included in the set. It also comes with an A4 folder, so you can keep them all tidy and neatly, as Barbara has got. The item number is 881688. You are paying £141 for that, but of course we are offering you a flexi-buy option of 2 payments and £70.93. Of course there is a freedom option as well, because remember we are still on the 4 days of freedom, so therefore there is even a further discount if you're a freedom member. It's the perfect time to be joined, because you are going to save so much money both on the discounts as well as on postage. Yeah.
Now, obviously, for the sake of argument, I could fill this completely full with all different flowers. You know, if you're going to do this, you'd have like a flower making session, wouldn't you? And I'd put the dies all over this. I would completely fill this piece of parchment. Now, if this is going to cut this way, then I need to put the front of the parchment down, if you like. Right?
Yeah.
It's because that's the front of the parchment is the other side. Yes. Then, just because I can, I'm going to put paper, designer paper. I'll pop that over the top too, just because I think it will cut out both layers at the same time.
Should do.
Right?
And
then I'll pop this one down. Let's pop that one in there, and then that one, and then I'm just going to run this through the machine now.
Whichever die cutting machine that you are using at home, just look through just look through the instructions of how to cut wafer thin dies, I would imagine. So sometimes it's like I've got quite a few die cutting machines, so I just look whichever platform, the sandwich.
It's whichever sandwich works, isn't it? So we'll just pop this away like so, and you'll see immediately. Right, so it comes through here, but so I'm showing off a little bit. I wanted to show you.
Beautiful.
I know. Look. So there, right?
That's gorgeous.
So just pretend, this is the front of your artwork, and then you take your plates, and then you put parchment underneath it, and then you put your designs underneath. How cool is that?
Possible. Yeah.
Right? So then you've got your parchment underneath there, and then of course you've got your matching, look, boom, you've got your matching centres as well.
That is
how cool is that?
Yeah.
Right, I love this.
Yeah, that is gorgeous.
So
can I show a little bit? Because I'm thinking also that would make a good mask. So if you're using sprays as well, so that would be, or even a distressed ink, so that would give you that lovely picot edge as well as that's gorgeous. It's just very unique because the picot cutting is just so intricate. It's so tiny.
Check it out.
I mean, look at that.
Check that out. Right, so we've got large, medium and small. We've got our little bits, right? So, you know, you just need a plastic box, don't you? And then, but check this out as well. You know, like we had the one that you were just showing.
Yeah.
Look, so the one with parchment is just as beautiful.
It is.
It's crazy good.
And then could you, if you layer those ones, so for instance, like like that.
Oh, look. How gorgeous is that? So now it's almost getting kaleidoscopic, isn't it? Oh, look at that.
And that intricate detail.
Isn't it super?
It's amazing.
So that's it. So the point I'm making there is that it works on paper as well as on, it works on card, on parchment, on whatever. And the magnet shim holds it all in place really nicely. And now we've got all our bits. And then these, of course, they just go back in the, in the folder. We'll do that in a minute.
Yeah. Do you want me to do that? I can put them.
Do you fancy putting them back?
Well, I can do that.
That would be brilliant. Yeah. So the one that I used with the this is so gorgeous. That's it. And then this one, you see, and the other thing is that you can mix and match the centres. So, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let me just put this over to one side. I just wanted to show you how this works. So now, let me take these ones. I'll take all them. We might use them in a minute for something else. I have a plan. I have a cunning plan. Right, that's it. Now here, we've got these, and then we've got our this particular design. Now I want to show you how this works. So let's say, for example, if we look at this card, Karen Jackson kind of did this. Gorgeous. You can see these are just delightful, and she's used the largest one here, the largest one, a couple of small ones, a couple of large ones. There are lots of layers there. Here again, we haven't used the largest one. We're just going to the medium and the small on these two, keeping it completely simple, just using a mellow kind of parchment. Yeah. So what we're going to do now, let me show you how you add the white detail. So what we need to do this is we had this idea that we wanted to use an existing, rather than incur another cost for another groovy plate mate, we thought we would use the same plate. Now where am I? Here they are. Yeah. I need 2 of them. So obviously if you buy the bundle, you've got them both anyway. Yeah. So that goes in there. And so this is the A5 groovy plate mate. It's gorgeous because it's got a really beautiful calligraphy font. But because the two work together, you see, you just need to slot one in to hold. Otherwise, this one will just, if you just do that, the problem is it just floats around.
So 2 of them.
So you put 2 of them together. In fact, I'll put that one that way around just in case I slide. Right, and then I'm just going to use a groovy tab to hold them all in place so that there's absolutely no wiggle room. Right? Yep. Now, the next thing I want to do is, ideally, what I could have done was put this all over the, but since I could have taken this and wiped the whole parchment with it before I started cutting, which would probably be a smart move.
And that's a tumble
dry sheet. All this does is it helps the
glide of the
it helps it glide. So I'm working on the back. Now, you know the back is shinier than the front. So if we compare the two, you'll see exactly the back is always darker.
Yeah,
right?
We can see that.
So we're going to the largest one just for the sake of the cameras. And then I'm going to, let me just, I've got loads of groovy tabs there. Yeah. Did you notice that I took it over here to put the,
Yeah, I did.
And you remember why we do that, don't you?
Because you don't want to put the slick onto the plate.
That's right. That's exactly right. And then these groovy tabs, just you can use them again and again and again. Right, so now, for example, if you look at the plate, you'll see this little tiny, let me make sure that I've got it round the right way. This helps. Let me just show you. If you can read groovy in the top corner, see the groovy? Then you know you're on the right side.
Oh.
Right.
Because the grooves are on
this side. Yeah. On the other side, they're not there.
Otherwise, what would happen?
Nothing. You just slide around and wonder why it's not working. Okay. Right, so let me turn this round because I'm going to use the large one, so I think it's easier for the camera. Right, sorry about that. Okay, so you'll notice, now I know, that these little etched, see the little etched lines? They're there for positioning. So that when you line up, excuse my head for a minute.
So the lines are just a guide, not necessarily for...
They're totally just a guide, because that way you know that you've got exactly the right position. See, so the guides, the little lines show you exactly where to go. In fact, let me show you a better idea. If I do it like so, and I just use the corner like this, oh, grey, hang on a minute. Right, hold it tight. It's all very exciting, isn't it? Right, so we're just going to do that, and then it will hold in place.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Right, now I need my... And you're going to do this...
No, they were just like kind of my producer is kind of Paula.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
She wants me to do a recap. So can I go and show what they get in the one-day special?
Okay.
Yeah, shall we do that? All right, so let's go look at it. And now you can jump on the website and you can see every single item that we have got on the show. You can see the vellums that you have got, the parchment, the plates, the dies in there. You can see the Pico nest in those. You can see everything that we have got in the show. Now we have got here the one-day special. We have got the fresh cut dies. The approaching 60% of the stock has already gone. You have got you have got different options to go, but of course, going for the full bundle is when you get the biggest discount, and this what you should go for, because you get everything that is brand new. It's Tina Pico flowers, you get the Stella blooms, then you have got as well the leaves. You have got basically the dies and the matching groovy plates. It's perfect combination. But you are wondering, what does a Pico die do? It creates that gorgeous parchment detail on the edges. It creates that technique that takes ages, that technique that is beautiful, but you may not want to spend the time, or you may not have the time. With a die, you can do a straight ahead in one single pass with your die cutting machine, and then just put the gorgeous effect. And of course, you can then use your groovy plate in there to accentuate those lines. Look at the beautiful results that you can achieve with just creating those gorgeous details in there, stunning effects. Whether you are using mixing the different sizes, because every single flower that you are getting in them the dies and the matching groovy plates in 3 sizes. So perfect for layering. Look at that gorgeous layers in here, creating those beautiful wreaths in there as well. This is by Maggie. Look at that gorgeous, let the leaf more simple, more elaborate. Whether you want to leave it in white, whether you want to bring a little bit of coloring in, those beautiful parchments with the colorings in there. Now this one, Sheila, your work is extraordinary. We are incredibly busy. 60% of the stock has already gone. The item number is 609868. The price, the one-day special, you are saving £22. You are paying £79.95 if you're not a Freedom member. But if you are a Freedom member, the saving is £30. It's an amazing saving. £71.96 is your price, and includes P&P. Those beautiful brand new Pico dies in there, and you have got as well the matching groovy plates, brand new today. Of course, you have got the option of Flexi. If you are a Freedom, 2 payments of £35.98. Now,
okay.
Apologies for that.
No, I wonder what I was doing wrong. I thought, oh, hang on, I've done something wrong, and you were going to tell me.
It's just because we wanted to show some samples
I
as well.
I understand, and I'm glad that you did.
Okay.
Now, while we've interrupted the flow, so to speak, I wanted to bring out my little buddy. So, when we were at Leyburn, people at home now thinking, what is she on? When we were in Leyburn, a young lady called Abigail came to me, and this little bear is breast cancer awareness, and he's travelling all over the world. And so I promised that Abigail gave it to me, and we took some photos, and I said I would bring it and give it to somebody special on television to create awareness around breast cancer and what's being done. So this is just a charitable gesture, and this little fella now is going to go to you, Paula, and you.
And I'm going to Spain next week to see my family, so he's coming with me to Spain, and then he's gonna have some adventures there.
And you're going to take a photograph when you hand it over, and so this little fella keeps moving around the world, and we'll find out where he ends up.
So we'll see where he ends up. So
he's for you. Treasure him. Thank you so much, Abigail,
you're going to behave, huh? Do you speak any Spanish? Yes. Yeah.
Un
poquito. Anyway, you have got.
So there we go. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And he's moving through. Breast cancer awareness, I think, is
he's going to sit here now, nicely and proud, watching.
Cool. So what we did was we laid up, we positioned it on the plate, and now I'm going to take my groovy, and I'm going to take my time doing this, and I'm going to use my #1 tool. And what I want to do now is, you see now, because and you'll see I keep moving in the same direction, and I found that it was easiest to move from the center out to the peaks. See? So you just move like this, and you'll see this groovy guard is fantastic for holding the parchment down while you're working. I'm going to ignore the ones that are being held in place, right? Sorry, I moved it. Right, and then my guard, it helps me hold it in place while I work. I found it's important. Now, for some reason, I think it's because
the tabs and the guard are also, we have got them on the show as part of the groovy accessory pack. The details are coming at the bottom of the screen.
So you see, you just check as you're going around, and you can see now, this is a good size flower for doing this job. And you just move it around, and the groovy guard, or just a piece of anything, just to hold it in place while you're working, right? And then you'll see, this doesn't take long, but the thing is, because the groovy lines are so close to the picot cutting, that's what makes it look so authentic. Now, what I choose to do on the inside, we've given you, for example, here, a pattern with 2 dots. Now, you can choose to use those, or you can choose to ignore them. That's entirely up to you. I've got one more that you see this one here?
Yeah.
I still need to do that one. So I'll hold it in place with my groovy tab. Let me lift that off there. Right, let me make sure that it's in place.
And,
and you'll see, and then the inside, we'll just do that last. And then when we turn this over,
look at that.
Look at that.
That is amazing. And it's so simple.
And it's so close to the edge. And this is what gives it that really authentic look.
Yeah.
Now, what I choose to do now is it's up to me now, which way I want to go. If I wanted to use those dots, for example, then I'd pop that back in. Let's say I want to do that with white work. Let's just say, right? So I'll hold that in place. Usually I don't even need to do this. Let me just show you. I would move to the #2 tool, that.
Yeah, now
right?
I remember.
And then I would do this lightly, like so, so that when I turn it over,
it's a
softer line. There you go, it's much softer. Yeah. Now if I've missed a bit, you see how I've missed a bit there? I can see that I've missed it. I'll go back. And it doesn't matter. There was obviously a bit of parchment there. There was a groovy tab in the way, that's what it was. So all I need to do is then, if I miss a little bit, I go back, I relocate the groovy, right? And you can see immediately when you've got it.
And so this is perfect for beginners as well.
Oh, it is absolutely marvellous for beginners. So it's entirely up to you whether you do this or whether you... So there's another thing I want to show you. For example, let's go now. We've got all these, which are kind of half done and half not done. There are certain things, sort of tricks that I want to show you. Yeah, let's take that one, for example. Now, this is another interesting, if you have a look at this, you'll see what I did was, let me show you.
That's so clever.
Take this. Well, it was because I was on the plate and I was moving it around and I thought, hang on a minute, if I move it like that, right, so, do you see?
Yes.
Then what I've got now, if I move it like so, in fact, you could probably just line it all up. I don't have to do the whole thing, you get it?
Yeah.
Let me just get a fresh...
Because then you can, because the groovy gives you the ability to select whichever lines you want to...
there you go.
To groove.
Exactly. Yeah. But you'll see immediately, I find it best to pull from the centre. It just gives me a better, right? So now, for example, let me just get this in the right location. I mean, when you consider the hours of work that you're saving, then lining this up a little bit is no big hardship, is it?
No.
So now I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to add the lines. See, so what I'm doing is I'm using the groovy plate now just to add the interest within the petal.
I remember Josie was here, wasn't she, this week, earlier this week, and she was saying how her grandchild, he's like 11 or 12.
Oh, does beautiful work.
And he does beautiful, and now I can see how simple
how easy it is. Well, and then also, for example, let me put this one. I'm just going to use this, just humour me for a minute, because I just want to take this one out of the way.
I'll take that one.
Right, and I'll take the starter kit. Let's do, this is a different groovy plate made, but I want to show you the different possibilities. Let's take, for example, these. Oh, I love those ones, yes. This is so easy to do, right?
So amazing.
So now, for example, this is easier if you've got a light wave underneath, but just for the sake of argument, let's say I can see, right? I can see exactly where the hole is. This is a, can you see that okay? Yeah, of course you can. Right, so for example, I can see exactly where that little flower is and that dot, if I want to. Yeah. And I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When I turn that over, that's how I get that little detail. So and that's just from a grid like this. Yeah,
and that's a diagonal grid? Or
this is the diagonal grid. Oh. It is, exactly. If you compare it with the straight one, you'll see the difference. If you check the two out, you can see this is straight and this is offset. And that's what makes it, that's why we call it diagonal, because you just look at the edge and you'll see that it's offset as opposed to horizontal and diagonal.
We have got those ones on the website, I believe, so cool. Just have a look for them. Cool. And I think they come to both of them in a pack.
The diagonal one's really useful. Let's say, for example, like I just could put dots in the middle, or if I just let me take the dot to the top. Let me just get, once you get one in like that, then you're running, right? Now, for example, I can move it around. Let me say I want to just put dots, hold on, all around the outside. So I hold it, locate, see how I can move it. Can you see this?
That's gorgeous.
So you can make your own pattern within the flower.
Oh, I see.
Do you get what I'm doing?
Yes. You're creating the shape of the line of dots around the petal by moving the flower.
And that's it's so pretty to do. So you just go around like this until, and then when you hold it, and this is where you can spiral until you're happy with the location, and then you go like that. And when you turn it over, look, so you can get a really neat.
That is amazing.
It's so easy.
And the details for the piercing grid plates are on the screen. You're getting, I believe, both of them, the diagonal and the straight lines. And the freedom price is £21.58. I think that's an essential.
So it is essential. So the other thing is, by way of this, right? And we did a little bit of this earlier on. Oh, right. Yes. So white work. Let me show you this. So again, we're working on the back, and if we take, for example, again our ball tools, they're on the show. Well worth investing in the ball tools.
Are those the Pergamano ones?
Pergamano. Yeah. That's it. So you start with the largest ball tool, let's say number 6. Number 6 is a bit quite large for this one, but you'll see you build up the white work gradually. Right.
So start with the largest one, and then go smaller size. Remember, you are getting 5 of them. So in those sizes that you have the details on the screen. The smallest one is 1 millimeter, then 1.5, then 3, then 4.5, and then 6 millimeters.
There you go. And what you'll see is that the idea, the theory behind this is, let me just show you. You start out and it's quite grey, okay? And then you let it relax, and then you go back and you do a bit more. And you go in with a slightly smaller ball tool and you do a bit more. See, I'd go all the way round and then I'd come back to this. But it really does make a lot of difference. I'm just, for the sake of argument, I'm just going to go in now with the smallest one. Let's have a look. You would get a better whiteness if you let it relax than what I'm doing. Linda Williams will not be impressed with me. But if I went all the way around and did all the white, and then came back. By the time I've gone round once, I can go again, you know, and it's fine. I've just let the, but you'll see, as you go in with a smaller ball tool, it will get whiter and whiter.
And you can take it as far as you, I mean, how many details you want, or as simple.
It's how white do you want to get?
I mean,
how white do you want to get?
Even just the simple, just plain, or with those lines, with those dots, with your white work. There's so many possibilities, and this is just one flower, one shape,
flower, one size. Yeah,
this is amazing.
I want to show you something else, because let's have a look at those two samples by Josie with the curling.
I'll show you that
when
one.
you see this, you'll be like, okay. If you're sitting on the fence, now's the time to go for it. You see this curling, look at this. And again, this is why I wanted to use this particular flower, because this is the same flower. This is curled inwards, and that one is curled that way.
Outwards.
But it's exactly the same. Look at this.
And it looks
it's like a lily.
Flower.
If I hold it like that,
a water lily.
Look at that, it's like a water lily.
And that is more like a daisy or
a
dahlia. It is beautiful.
Now you know already how Josie's done the dots, because I just showed you, didn't I? Yeah. And you know that's been done with the diagonal, with the offset one. Isn't that beautiful? In fact, that's how she's done the leaves as well.
Yeah, because that's also the die, isn't it?
Yes, that's the leaf die.
Of course, you remember that you're getting 6 dies with leaves in as well included.
Now let's have a look at this. I want to show you. I'll go to this one so you understand. When you look at this one like so, right? What you'll see is, we've only die cut it to here, and then we've left this open. Yeah. But if, for example, I wanted to die cut it, I've got choices. I prefer to use just a little pair of scissors, and I'm going to come in here, because if I try to curl these, it's quite a challenge to curl it. Let me take that one out of the way.
Yeah.
It's quite a challenge to curl it unless it's detached right to the centre. So that's why that middle piece is so good. Yeah. Right, so now if I take that out of there, like so, oh, excuse me a minute.
Well, it's all the possibilities that they give you, these flowers.
So this is it. So if you wanted to curl, for example, then the trick is just cut to the centre like so.
Gorgeous.
Right, just slip that out like so. Let's just do a couple of them. Hang on.
I find it's also, I love to do what you're doing now, that take a die, and then transform it into something like
completely different
by just making a few snips into it.
It's amazing what you can do, isn't it? Right.
Completely transform it.
So let's just take those 3. All right, one more. Just I need to free them up so that I can show. But you can see as I'm cutting, I'm cutting to the shape of the leaf. I mean, at the end of the day, this isn't going to be the front one. This is going to be the back one, say, right? But just to start the curling, see, on this side, if I try to curl this, look, it's not going to work, is it? Because I can only curl the top bit. I can curl the top bit, but I can't get down here. If I take this one now, I'm going to use a large tool just to, but look how much further I can go. Look, see? So I can go in now, and I'm just going to tease the curl. If I want to go this way, for example, I'll curl it that way. See how it's starting to curl? Now, if I want to curl in a bit further, then obviously all I need to do is take something that's a bit smaller, like a, what do you call it? A skewer.
A skewer, yeah.
Yeah? So now I can go, I just curl it. Hold on, let me just get my finger round. I like to start by curling it round something larger, and then, look, here we go. You see how you can really start to curl that. So, and this is why you want to free up the petals one at a time, because then you can really get in there. Here we go. Right, and that's basically, that's how you're going to do it. Right.
That's really well, I don't know. I was going to do something, but maybe on parchment. No. I suggested, could you fold the petals a little bit, or with parchment that would be a no-no?
Do you mean like that?
Yeah, pinch them a little bit.
Yeah, look, isn't that pretty? Whoa! There you go. So you could pinch them that way as well, can't you? Yeah. Just at the tip. And what's lovely, I say, because you get the whiteness, don't you, where you've pinched it as well. Definitely. And then the other thing is, of course, it's curling up the other way. So let's take another one. This has been. Have we got one that's already been pre-cut? Let's have a look.
I think that one has.
That one has, there we are. Right, so instead of curling it, see I already started curling it this way, but instead of curling it that way, perhaps we could curl it the other way, so it's more like the water lily. And all you do is just curl it that way, look. And that's how you end up, just curl it in the opposite direction. But the point I was trying to make was, in order to do that, you do need to split them down to the top. And you can do that with all of these. I just find this one is particularly effective.
Well, they are all beautiful flowers, and you are getting all of them with the one-day special. That is just beautiful.
And that's not doing anything different than what I'm doing here. It's just curling it up, curling it over, and then taking the next one in and turning and curling that one into.
And that's one size, isn't it?
Yeah. So there we go. What's the time?
Have
I got time?
Well, I think.
Recall.
Can we have a look at the inspiration from the beach design team? As we can see a few more of the inspiration. It's just because I know that the design team makes always such a lovely artwork, and we are going to have a look at that now.
Thank you.
Well, approaching 2/3 of the stock. The stock for the one-day special means it should last 24 hours, and 2/3 already is gone, and we are not even through the first hour yet. I'm not surprised. It's beautiful, fresh cut dies with a peacock cutting detail around the edges with the matching groovy plates. It means that it's the perfect partner. Whether you just want to die cut those gorgeous flowers with that beautiful edge, you can see it's like the tiniest of zigzags, the tiniest of beautiful detail into their edges that I have never seen other than with the fresh cuts dies that Clarity brings you to here. Now you have got the beautiful leaves, those beautiful sizes, and that groovy plate that allows you to create the most beautiful parchment detail in there. You have got all the ones that you can, the 3 different sizes of every single shape flower. Now, I'm going to give you the details because I know that many of you want to get it, and it's 609868. Remember, approaching 2/3 of the stock is already gone, and it was a massive stock. So please, if you want to secure yours, make sure that you check out your baskets. You can see that there is a Freedom member price as well. You're making a further saving if you are a Freedom member, and if you are not, today is the perfect time to join because you are making a massive saving of £30.49. Right, we're going to come back to demo just to see how you
actually construct it, how to put it together. Okay, we've got a couple of choices here. So I want to show you. First of all, let me just point this out to you. You know the little bits in the middle? There is a method in our madness here.
Yes.
So let's say we wanted to use this as the centre. Just hold that a minute there. I want to show something really spectacular. This is going to be the 9 o'clock demo. Have a look at this.
Wow.
And you'll see, so Tina did this for us. And you can see here very clearly what the purpose of those centres is now.
Of course.
Isn't that amazing?
Because vellum is really hard to attach.
Exactly. And this way you can't see, yes, firstly, it's opaque, you can't see through it. Secondly, she's used the same paper as the background from this end here, right? And that's how she tied it all in. Isn't that glorious?
Is amazing.
So how to do that, this is very simple. All you're going to do, for example, is take the soft mat, take a ball tool, and then of course you're going to shape it. There you go. So you're just going to swirl it round gently, 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 and the more you do that, the more it will
concave.
Yeah, become concave. That's it. When you turn it over, there's your lovely little, and that's all you need. The more you do that, the better it will get. So that's what this is all about. That's why we made those separate.
And you get 3 in each set, don't you?
You do. And they mix and match. So that's one example. And then how would I attach that if I wanted to? You just use those little sticky fixers on the bottom. You know, do you remember?
Yeah. Well, I use them. The foam pads where we...
Foam pads, there you go. And you just stick that on there like so, and then peel that off. So that could be a centre for a start, right? That's one. Right, now, the other way to do it is, of course...
the beautiful... I love those ones.
So let's say, for example, going back, do you remember the paper that we used? We could use... I could put the paper on the background. Yeah. Right, I could pop that one on there like so, and then maybe I want to pop, let's have a look, what else have I got? I had loads of them here. Yeah. Right, here they are. So I could pop another one in. I'm just going to show you simply how it works. So you've got that one. I can do another one. Go on, love.
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Right, okay. Then I'm going to go, okay, another one like so, let's say, just because I can.
Oh, that's gorgeous, yeah.
Then you take this, which is a 1 needle bold tool, and you're going to stick that whole lot through there like that. Right, that holds it in place while you're working. Then you can go to these fantastic brads. Brads are the answer, in my opinion, to this situation. So what you do is you take whichever brad you fancy. Look, we've got some fantastic...
You get in this bundle. You get 360 assorted brads with those gorgeous pergamano ones, which have got
these are so cool.
Decorative.
These are so cool.
They're beautiful.
Right, and because I'm using the super foam here, right, so this is holding it all in place. I can do all the rotating afterwards. Now maybe I want to make it just a little bit bigger because I've got quite a large.
Legs in the brad.
Yeah, the end of the brad is quite serious. Right, so I'm going to pop that in there, right? And then when I turn it over, so I'm using the foam to hold it all in place, and then I open it like that, take that out of the way, press down, and there's my flower. And now I can decide whether I want to move it around.
That is
Isn't that beautiful?
I
there
love
you go. Look
that.
how simple
That's probably my favorite. Well, 45 seconds we have got. It's an amazing. You know, congratulations everybody who has gone for the one-day special. It is 2/3 now. Has
Thank
gone
you
already.
so much.
Please,
I'm glad you love it.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad to. Make sure that you check out your baskets because you know how it goes. After the hours, a lot of people do check out their baskets. And if you want to secure your bundle, you need to check out your baskets. Now, Barbara, are you back?
I'm back at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
With that beautiful...
We're going to do that beautiful piece together by... I think we've definitely figured out how to construct them, and now it's projects a go-go.
Well, at 8 p.m. today, we have got Paul that will bring some demonstrations.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Barbara.
Thank you, and thank you.